Hello. Let's see here. That I think looks good. Can't really tell with the shading on my phone, but it looks kind of dark, so hopefully you guys can see it. Anyways, good morning. Gonna wait just a few minutes, see if some people want to jump on. What up, Patty? What up, Patty Sue? Good morning to you. It's nice for me. It's kind of cloudy. It's not really hot. Yesterday was pretty hot. I don't know about you guys, but here in Alabama, it was pretty hot yesterday. We are getting ready for the summer, and that is good and not so good because it's hot, and then we're just trying to be inside all the time. What up, Tanya? Good to see you on here this morning. Love you guys. Give me a shout out from wherever you guys are watching in from, whatever state, country, place you got. Hello, Melanie. Good morning. And just wait a couple minutes. We'll get jumping on here. What up, Stephanie? Good morning to you. Good morning, Corbin, my man, Uncle Phil. Oh, that is hilarious. That's hilarious. Good morning, Jeff. North Carolina in the house. That's awesome. It's good stuff. Glad you guys are jumping on. What up, Michael? Michael Sortino, Florida man, in the Berg. Hallelujah. Anyways, kind of cloudy here. Love it. It's great. Not super hot. Makes this morning's little session not too bad. Because I won't be sweating too much. Anyways, love you guys. Just gonna jump into this, get rolling. For those of you that are on time, you are not having to wait and watch me stall and blah, blah, blah. What up, Stacy? Good morning. Good morning, Veronica. Good to see you guys all on here on this beautiful morning. And yes, Mike, you should be looking at houses in Prattville. Get approved up here. Man, work from home. Satellite. Anyways, I have a bunch of stuff that's always rolling through my mind and through my heart. Good morning, Tammy. Glad to see you on here. And you know, I just have so much stuff all the time that I either want to share or I want to talk about, and then I don't know if I should talk about it. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, and there's just so much. And what I've come to find out during this Corona time is, man, just share your truth and keep moving forward with what it is that you feel like you're called to do, or you want to do, or you are doing, or you feel your purpose in it. And don't worry about, for lack of better words, don't worry about other people's issues with it. Like, for instance, I have a group of people that is telling me I need to open the church because it's not a big deal. And I have another group of people that are telling me, thank you for not opening the church because it is a big deal. And for me, you know, this whole COVID thing, I'm not in fear about it, but it's very real and it's a big deal. So, what up, Mom? Glad you were able to find my wall. You know, so all of this stuff, I know friends that I've had on Facebook for years. I don't know them personally, but they've lost both of their parents. And some of people that I know that I've been friends with for years have lost grandparents and uncles and aunts. And for me to just flippantly say people are dying and it's no big deal, doesn't really work. And also to not be the faith guy where we stare fear down and we walk in faith and we trust and we believe that nothing's going to happen to us and all that. I like all that too, but I think that somewhere in the middle of being scared and fearful and not doing anything and being full of faith and marching forward like nothing could possibly happen, I think somewhere in the middle of that, I think there's the truth line. And I think that is where wisdom rests. I think that's where wisdom stays. And I think that's where God gave us his wisdom inside us already and gave us a brain and a mind to use and be used and watch, and to be able to know that we're not our mind and our thoughts, but at the same time we have a mind and thoughts. And so be a watcher and pay attention to your mind and thoughts. So, with that being said, I've said it before, we don't know what's going to go down with the church, but what I do know is that I want to be safe, I want my people safe, and I want my family safe. So with everybody being safe, I think that takes some precautions, and I think that takes some wisdom. And I don't want to say, that one all the way to the left or all the way to the right, whatever ditch you're in is right or wrong. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that that's all neutral, and somewhere in the middle for me is where we're at. What up, Tommy? Good to see you on here, buddy. Good morning to you. Philip, what up? Yeah, so in the middle, I think, is wisdom, where we get to think for ourselves and use our brain. And so when I leave, I go out, I do what I need to do, I wash my hands, I take care of myself, I pay attention to what I'm doing, where I'm going, what I'm touching, and then I come back home and I clean up. And that's how we operate. But as far as putting the church together, it's just not going to happen right now. We're a touchy-lovey group, and we will all be hugging, and we'll all be, excited to see each other because it's been a while, which all that is beautiful. But then we're all going to be going home, and I'm living with my mother-in-law right now. I enjoy hugging my mom, and I just am going to do my best to use wisdom and to stay true to my own truth and not be moved by what people are pressuring me into doing, because that's not how I want to move. I want to move with peace, and I want to move with what I feel is right in my heart. And I encourage you guys to do the same, to move with peace and what's right in your heart and what feels good in your heart. What up, Jerry? Oh, JJ in the house. Good to see you, man. So with that being said, using wisdom and paying attention to what you're doing during this time is where we're at. And since we've opened things up, the numbers are starting to slowly rise. And right here in Montgomery is like the biggest spot where the numbers are rising. And this is not fearful at all. And I am not a guru in any of it. I'm just telling you where I'm at, because I have a bunch of people that tune in that are telling me we need to open the church and that it's not a big deal. And I'm no disrespect to any of you that have said that. I understand that's your truth, but this is also my truth, and we're going to do it this way. And this is, what I feel is good for the collective group. So with that being said, our life is a series of decisions that we make. Our life is a series of thoughts that we've had, and then out of those thoughts, we have made decisions, whether it's this way or that way. And then out of those decisions that we've made, we have had circumstances or results or whatever it is that you want to call that happens, that when we think about things and then we decide what we're going to do and then we go and do it. Some people call it living with the bed that you made, blah, blah, blah. you know, all of that's true. You know, I lived a certain way when I was in school, and that's the way I lived. And I had to deal with all the consequences that came with my decisions based on the thoughts that I had about myself and where I was going and what I was doing. And most of the times the thoughts that we have are less than and not enough, or don't equal to, or don't move forward enough. We typically have default thoughts about ourselves that aren't good, right? We have thoughts about ourselves that we don't match up. And so then out of those thoughts, we try to do things to prove, and we have ego, and we have pride, and we have stuff, and we have things, and we're constantly trying to do things to prove to the world that we do matter, and so on and so forth, and we are enough, when really resting in the fact that we're a human, that's enough. And I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that, but the sooner that we move into the fact that we are one in a few trillion, like the fact that we're born is letting us know that we matter, that we're one in a few trillion. Like, just imagine how many sperm cells and how many eggs went to the wayside before you and I came around. Just think about it for a minute. How many times did it not work out just right for us to be here? Whether you think you're an accident or whether you were planned, you were meant to be here, and you are meant to be here. That's why you're here. Like, we have to be able to understand that to be one in a billion, or one in a trillion, or one in a few trillion, that means that we matter, and we are here for a reason. So when we start thinking about it like that, then it doesn't matter who we're married to or not married to. It doesn't matter what town we live in or don't live in. It doesn't matter how big our house is, or what kind of car we drive, or what's in our bank account. All of these things that we try to measure each other up with, none of that really matters when you step back far enough to see that you're one in a billion. You're one in a billion or a trillion, so you matter. So now with the fact that I matter, we can start to move forward in thinking, why am I here? What am I supposed to do? How is this going to happen? How can I be effective in the world? How can I be effective to myself? Like, let's just start with self. Let's start with family. How can I be the best dad to my kids? How can I be the best husband to my wife? How can I be the best of whatever it is that's closest to me at the moment? How can I do that? Like, that becomes our best foot forward, is taking care of who's closest to us first. And then after that, we have neighbors, we have family, we have outside family, we have friends, we have, you know, church people or work people or other things, you know, whatever it is that we're doing in life. You know, how can we be effective to them? But first is being effective to yourself and your own family. So I want to talk this scripture here real quick. It's 1 Peter 1, verse 13. It says, "Therefore gird up your loins." Gird up the loins of your mind. Be sober and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Read it to you out of a different translation that's a little different. Therefore, with your minds ready for action, be sober-minded and set your hope completely on the grace to be brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So gird up your loins of your mind. So here's the story is, yes, we're one in a billion based on our natural reproduction of how men and women get together and have kids. But also, now that we're here, what does reproduction look like in our own life? This is how it looks like. This is what it looks like, is that your mind is now the reproduction or reproductive organ of your body for what you're going to manifest in your life, for what your life will look like It's right here. For what your life will manifest it out over the next week or 2 or 4 or 5 years is all here. So we are being encouraged to gird up your loins or get your mind ready. Get the reproductive part of your mind ready, because your mind is actually what sets forth your future. Let me just unpack that a little bit. And the future is set forth in the fact that we have this grace of a good God as Christ is revealed to us, is what the scripture says. So as we're paying attention to the fact that we've already been made whole, and that we've already been perfected, and that we've already been all of these things that the finished work of the cross gives us, that we have this freedom where the Spirit is, we have this freedom where our mind and our thoughts are. Now we move forward thinking this way. And so, like, if you think and you base your thinking on your mind and your thoughts of, I'm going to get sick every year because it's that time of the season, and then you get sick every year, you've forecasted that out, you've pushed that out, you have pushed that out into the universe, into the field, into the energy field that you're going to be walking in the future, and then you live in it and you manifest it. So when you say things like, I am going to be sick this year, I am going to get the flu this year, I am going to get COVID, I am going to be broke this year again, I am going to probably have these issues again this year, I have this arthritis, I have this problem. When we start saying these I ams and these I haves and these minds, like my problem, my sickness, my cancer, my situations, my arthritis, my feet, my back, when we start putting all of these strong subconscious words with energy and power into the field, that we're going to live this out over the next 6 months to a year to 2 years. This is how it works. You don't have to buy into it. You don't have to believe a word I'm saying. I really don't even care at this point. I'm just putting it out there for the ones that do, and they're going to see something different in their life. And if you see this for what it is, you'll be able to understand that you get to choose the way you walk. You get to choose the bed you live in. You get to choose what the next 12 months of your life looks like. You get to choose this. You do. Based on your thoughts, based on what you're saying about it, and then that will determine how it shows up, because your mind is reproductive. Your mind is reproducing. And so when you're saying those kind of things, when you're saying, I get sick every year, you're just setting yourself up to get sick every year. And you do. When you say you walk around with a black cloud over you, then you do. When you say, if there's any luck involved right here, it's bad luck, and it's going to be mine. And then guess what happens? You end up with that bad luck. So you and I both know that you can track things back right now, that everything I'm saying is true in your life at some form or some time. So what would happen if we decided to change what we think and what we say? What if we really felt and believed subconsciously and got it down in us that the words that we say have power? And I'm not talking about hocus pocus. I'm not talking about magic. I'm not talking about, saying one word one time, like I'm going to be rich this week and it happening. No, I'm talking about a subconscious belief that I believe. The Bible says, I believe, therefore I speak. So when you say, I get sick every year, it's flu season, you genuinely believe that, and therefore that's why it shows up. Which is why when you start changing, you can start with positive affirmations. You can start with the fact that you're going to take control of your mind. You're going to gird up the loins of your mind and take control, that I have this grace rested upon my life, and this revelation of my oneness with Jesus means I am a creative speaking spirit also. We are one, which means my words have power. So when I say I am always broke, then you will be always broke. It's just how it is. When you say I am rich, or I am blessed, or I am abundant, then when you actually believe that, that starts to manifest and show up in your life. And this is what I think here is sometimes people do this and they say it for like a week or two and they hear something like this and they're like, that guy is so full of crap. You can think I'm full of crap. I really don't care, because some of you that listen will actually buy into this and it'll change your life. Those are the ones I'm talking to. The naysayers, you guys can piss off for all I care. I'm so over the naysayers. I'm so over the negative, the doubters, the ones that want to talk about every single thing and analyze every single. I ain't got time for it anymore. I'm enjoying my work, I'm enjoying my family, and I'm enjoying doing this so much more than having conversations with the naysayers that I've done my whole life, that it's kind of crazy that I've wasted that much time trying to prove that I'm right. I am so over proving that I'm right that I'm actually just resting in the fact that I'm going to live my truth. I want you to live your truth, but at the end of the day, you are going to have to believe it. And if you're arguing with me about the fact that you're powerful, then, you know, you're kind of just defeating the purpose. You're proving to yourself that you're not powerful, and your life is going to show up like that. So I'm speaking to the ones that will listen. I'm speaking to the ones that have an ear to hear what I'm saying, what is being said, and that is coming across, because you're powerful, because you have a voice that is in union with Christ, and that voice has weight, and it has energy, and it has power in it. And when you're laying it out before you, you're laying it down before you, and then you will walk in it. So hear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you say things like I am and mine, you are grabbing a hold of it, you are owning it. So let's just use arthritis, for instance. When you say my arthritis is flaring up, when you say, when I do these things, my arthritis jumps to the top, you are grabbing a hold of it, something that doesn't belong to you. You are putting it inside you as your own. You are locking the key there, and you are making sure that it never leaves. Now, I'm not telling you to lie and say, I don't have it. I'm just saying, change your tone in what you're saying. Like, say, I am healthy, and this thing, arthritis, that's bothering me has got to go. So you're saying something that belongs to you, I am healthy. And then you are acknowledging the fact that there's something going on, and then you are telling it to be dismissed. You have to go. So it'll take you thinking, which is being sober in your mind, which is what it was talking about, thinking clear, getting your mind ready for action. Because too long we just take whatever's given to us. We just take what the world shoves to us as this is the world, and we don't twist it to the world is not happening to me, the world is happening for me. And so we just start changing it some to the fact of, I am creative and I can be reproductive in my life. I can make this happen. I can move this forward because I have strength. I have power. I have energy in my life. And what I put out there actually matters. So saying things, again, changing it, not my issues, but saying what you are healthy, or you are whole, or you are blessed, or you are full of life, or you have abundance, or you are going to manifest this greatness, or you're rich, or whatever it is that you want to say, and then acknowledge the fact, but my bank account don't look like it, and that's going to change. So saying something like, at the moment, might not be able to buy that, but I'm rich, and that's going to change. So now we're declaring things that are coming forward. We're not lying. You're not making up stories. You're just changing your thoughts. You're changing your words, which is going to change your actions, which is going to change your life. Anyways, that's the story I have for you today. Reproducing in your mind. Your mind is powerful. Your thoughts are powerful. Your thoughts are laying the field before you that you're going to walk in. So watch what you say. Be sober in your mind. Pay attention. Get your mind ready for action. It's not a work. If you like living the way you live, keep doing what you're doing. If you want to elevate and change, make some adjustments in your thought life. Make some adjustments in your words and watch your life be different. Love you guys. You're amazing. All you iPhone guys, man, you be tripping on here. It's so hilarious. Anyways, yeah, I'm not at the office. You're right about that. I'm doing what I got to do from every other place than sitting at the office. You are 100% right, but always getting it done. Love y'all. Make it happen. Move out today, changing your thoughts. Be intentional. Watch what you're saying and know that you are a million, billion, trillion to one. You are powerful. You mean something. You matter, and you are amazing. Love y'all. Bye-bye.